This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to GoOnlineTrainings.com. So, yesterday and day before yesterday, we were trying to create a cube. I think we had created a cube. So, what are the steps to create a cube? Already you know these steps as well. But after creating a cube, we could find few issues with the cube. Clear? The first issue was, let me go to cube. This is my cube. Let me go to cube, double click on this. Now, after creating a cube, normally what we do, we go to the browser tab and I wanted to do some kind of a data analysis. Clear? So since I have a lot of tables, lot of dimension tables, lot of factor tables, now I have the data here. So I can get what is the total limit amount or what is the total premium amount. If you wanted to get it, you can simply go here, drag and drop base premium amount and auto execute. Click on this, you should be able to get the data. Now I wanted to know, or I wanted to understand uh, branch wise premium amount collected. Okay, so where is the branch? If you see our tables clearly, we don't have a branch table, we have a branch X reference table, but it is not a dimensional table, right? We cannot take them directly. So branch data is available in the branch X reference table if you wanted to see the branch wise premium amount data. So when you execute it, so we will be able to get branch name. If you wanted to analyze the data based on the broker, then there is a broker X reference table. Broker means agent, third party companies. Clear? So these are the third party companies who are selling the medical policies. For example, you may be buying a medical policy from a company directly. You can go to a ICICI Lombard or Citibank and buy a medical policy. But Citibank may not be selling that directly to you. Citibank will have a lot of brokers, lot of broker institutions. So could be you can go to some other bank. So you should be able to buy a medical policy. Or these days, even Amazon.com is selling the medical policies of Citibank. So Amazon.com is a broker. Clear? So third party people who are selling the medical policies to you. So these are the brokers who are selling the medical policies of TARDIS company. Am I clear? So these are the brokers. I want to understand which are the brokers or broker companies which are selling the medical policies and through agents, through brokers, and what is the base premium collected. Since it is X reference table, I did not, add this table in my cube. Clear? If I don't have the dimension table here, then how do I get branch wise base premium collected or, broker wise, sales happened? I cannot have them here. Clear? So there is a big mistake in this. So I can go to a dimension table that is called dimension dot policy. In this, we had a broker ID, and in this we had a broker ID, department ID, branch ID, area ID. So we have area X reference is also available, right? So we don't have any names in this table. Even though it is a dimension table, I don't have any string data. So that is the big minus point about our cube creation. Clear? If you take all the tables, all the dimension tables and factor tables, we were able to create a cube, but end of the day, lot of data is missing in our dimension tables. We supposed to get lot of data from the X reference tables as well. Since X reference tables are not dimension tables, we couldn't add them to our cube directly. That is the first point. Clear? If you wanted to analyze the data, maximum what we can do, you can go to your cube and go to the browser and you can go to policy coverage. Policy coverage is joined with the policy section. Policy section is joined with the policy table. You have only IDs. You can get branch wise what is the premium amount, or you can say broker wise, broker ID wise, what is the premium amount. Now, nobody understand what is this minus one. Minus one is unmatched data, right? So if you give minus one broker ID, there is no broker ID minus one. Employee ID minus one will be there? No, it will not be there. But if you create, as it is, by taking the data from the data warehousing without filtering the data, then definitely the cube will give lot of bad results instead of giving the, good results. Clear? So we have to join some tables. We wanted to filter lot of minus one values from all the dimension tables. So lot of, elimination to be done. Clear? So these are the issues. What is the issue? Issue is that first, could not, okay, could not analyze, could not analyze base premium amount, okay, something like this, base premium amount using few dimensions, okay, using what? Using branch wise, okay, because branch name is not there, using branch name, okay, this is, we couldn't do it. And we also couldn't do with the help of broker name, because broker, there is no broker dimension table like area name, like that we have status, something like this. We have a lot of tables, right? So product name also. I wanted to analyze the product table as well. So there's no product name. So what is the medical policy? You have it. So you don't have any product name. So what are the product names? We have quota share treaty, surplus treaty, so excess loss treaty. These are the different products they have. But I couldn't do any kind of a, product name wise and analytics, because this is missing. I have, I think, product ID, but I don't have anything. So I can drag and drop product ID, but not the product name. So we couldn't do a lot of things. Clear, guys? So product name wise. So could not analyze base premium amount or, facts amount using this. Lot of things. Okay, this is the first one. The second issue is that we are showing the complete data of the data warehousing. For example, minus one values are available here. You're able to see the minus one values here. For example, if I drag and drop a broker ID, minus one means we know this is unmatched data. Clear? And assured ID, you may have minus one also. If you have a minus one, that is for ETL purpose. We were using minus ones and everything. So do you use minus ones and everything in the cube as well? If you give minus one value to the end user, and the manager of Amazon will call you, they'll ask you, what is this minus one, Bhaskar? Now you say, sir, we were having minus one values for unmatched data. We have added directly like that, means they'll ask you, what is your experience? Clear? If you say I'm a fresher or a fake guy, then they'll throw you out. So you may be adding a lot of unnecessary columns, lot of unnecessary data to the data warehousing, but you need to filter these rows. Remember this, you need to filter all these rows and add only these values to the cube. Clear? We had lot of other columns as well. We had lot of other columns as well, that we should not bring them to the cube. Are you clear? So lot of minus one values are available. Okay. So this is the point you need to have. So minus one values called as what? These are unmatched data. Okay. Values for unmatched data also shown. Also shown in the cube. So people will definitely ask you who tested this, who checked this, who asked you to get these values to the production servers, and what is the meaning of minus one. So do I understand anything as a manager? I don't understand anything as a manager. As a technical guy, you're right, because you would like to have some minus one values as well. Clear? So these are the issues with the cube. So what we should do? The one more thing is that we should not, must not, okay, must not create a cube using tables directly. Remember this point. Must not create a cube using tables directly. We are simply going here. So what are we doing? We are simply going and dragging, click on, you know, so what we are doing, we're simply selecting all the tables, dimension tables and factor tables, and directly we are creating a cube. So that is a completely bad way of creating a cube. Okay. So must not create a cube with the help of, dimensions or the facts directly. What we need to do, must not create a cube using tables directly. Create views and use them in the cube. So this is the best practice. Clear? So create a views. What views? SQL views. You know how to create a view, right? So that is what you can, in the view, you can filter whatever you wanted to filter. I don't need -1 value. You can filter. I need only, you have thousands of columns in the, table that you can remove. You can also perform joins. Lot of things you can perform. So must not create a cube using a tables directly. The table could be a dimension table or the fact table. Don't drag and drop directly. So whenever we learning SSAS, so people will not tell you all these points because the first time you're learning SSAS. But when you go to the company, what happens is that they'll say there is a dimension table. On that you have to create a view. There is a fact table. On that you should be able to create a one more view. Clear? So using the view, you should be able to create a cube. So whatever be the cube that I have created, so even though it is working fine, so this is not recommended practice. This is useless. Clear? Because I have taken the complete dimension tables, factor tables as it is. This is not the way. You have to go to TARDIS and create a views. Now, how to create a view? So now we know SQL how to create a view, right? So let me go to this one. I wanted to create a views. Okay. Now creating a view is very much easy. We have all these tables are available. So let me create a view for dimensions one by one. Okay. Let me take, what are the dimensions we have? Let me take a, so we know that, policy table. We know that policy table, policy section, policies coverage is joined. Clear? So I would like to create only one view by creating all of them. So let me create now, create a view. So naming convention would be view. So you can say dim table. So what is the table we can have? We can say the name is policy coverage. It is a view. It is simply view. So as you should be able to get all the data, select star from the policy coverage. Okay. So it is a view dimension policy coverage. You can give any name. Any name, you can give any name. So all the data from this table will get, okay, given. But if you have any -1 values here, do we have anywhere -1 values? You should know that. If you have anywhere -1 values, that you should be able to filter out them. See, I have source system ID. This column I don't need. And current YN, date updated, date expired, date created. So all these columns I don't need. So don't put star. Clear? So I wanted to have all the columns. How do you get all the columns? Simply you go, and to get all columns, you drag and drop columns here. You will be able to get all the columns like this. It is very, very easy. So what all you need? So those columns you can just have them there. Remaining columns you can just remove. Clear, guys? So whatever be the columns that you need, you can just have them there. Remaining, or you can say right click on this. I don't need this. Sorry. Whatever I'm, which columns I have taken, I would like to take from the, sorry. Let me take the columns of policy coverage. Okay. Let me right click on this and say select a top 1,000 rows. I will be able to get all the columns list. So this is the columns I wanted to have it. So now take this, and this is the control C and control V. Now, what columns I don't need? Do we need a date expired, date created, blah, blah, blah? Remove those columns from here. Clear? Now, when you execute it, you are filtered a lot of columns. So here I have few data. So is there any minus values? Did we include anywhere? I don't remember. But if you say some column may have minus values, means you need to say, for example, if you have some minus values here, you need to write that where I don't have anything here, but if you have any minus values there, you need to write where coverage ID, does not equals to -1. Clear? So what will happen? If you have a -1 values, those values will not get filtered. Clear? If you have anywhere -1 values, if you wanted to remove those -1 values, means you need to write like this, or you may be having -1 value here. You can write like this, or coverage ID does not equals to -1. So if you have any minus values in any column, coverage sequence also copy and paste it here, and you say does not equals to, you say -1. So always you will be able to get the data. -1 values are not shown to you, and only policy coverage data will be given. So this is the view I have created. Now let me call the view. So this is the view I have created, guys. Okay, on the policy coverage table. Now let me call the view. So say select star from the view name. So this view we should be able to use. Clear? So this is the view we should be able to use, and it is getting this much of a data. Clear? And using policy coverage is joined with policy section. So let us join all these tables here itself. Let me alter, and policy coverage, you can say policy coverage as PC, join with policy section. Okay. Now policy section is a dimension dot policy section. Let me join these two, and so these two are joined with the help of what? Policy section as PS. On condition you can give on PC dot what? So what is the primary key and foreign key that you should know? Coverage key and coverage key, right, guys? So how these two tables are joined? Coverage key and PS dot coverage key or section key. What is that? There is a common column, right? What is a common column, guys? How the both tables are joining? Can you just tell me? Policy section and policy coverage. Let me create a diagram. If anybody knows, you can just tell me how these two tables are linked. Policy to policy section to policy coverage, right? So let me say policy section we have, and the policy section ID we have. Hmm? That is linking to, what is that? What is the common key? Yeah, policy section ID, and we have policy section ID. See now, policy section ID and policy section ID, these are linking policy section ID. So this is the one that is going to be mapping, and we can join one more table as well, because these are the three tables which are internally joining. One more table is called, one more table we have. What is that? Policy table as well, right? So drag and drop this one. So as P, you can say on condition. Now Policy coverage and policy section is joined, and policy section and policy to be joined, right? So on policy section, so that is PS dot some common column. Policy section, what is the common column? Policy section ID we have. Let me go to policy table. So you have a policy ID. Do we have a policy ID here? There is a policy ID to okay, policy ID to policy ID, is it? So that you need to map it. So which is the common column? Policy ID is equivalent to P dot policy ID. Clear? So you need to map them and get all the columns that you wanted to have it. Clear? So PS dot. So whatever be the data that you wanted to have it, you should be able to get all the columns here list. Clear, guys? So I have taken only few, and let me put like this. You can get the complete data from the all the columns and select whatever you wanted to have it. Okay, three tables have joined. Now you can get whatever be the data from these three tables. Okay, I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't need this. Whatever you wanted to have, only that columns you can select and get the single one. So this a single policy coverage table is getting all the data from three because we have joined. Why did we join? Because it is indirectly joining here, because dimension table is joining to one more dimension table. Because of that, we have joined everything here. You should be able to do like this. This is one thing. Or we can create three independent. For example, I don't want to join this, I would like to create, okay, only dimension dot policy coverage here, and I wanted to create only one thing, I don't want to keep anything here. That is also fine. So whatever you would like to have it, you can have it. So this is one view I have created on this table. I don't want to join anything here. That is also fine. Okay, if you wanted to join three tables here and select all the columns and get them there, that is one thing. Or you can take only this one and get the data and you can have them there. Clear? So this is already we have created, and this is one view. Clear? Like that, you should be able to create one more view on one more dimension table. What is one more dimension table? We can take let me create one more view. Okay, you need to use the same naming conventions. So let me go refresh. Where is the views are stored? Views are stored as part of view. So let me create another view. So copy this. Now you go. I am creating one more view here. So view on, you should say create, not alter. Create a view dimension. Let me say policy. Clear? So I would like to say policy. The policy table name, you can get it, dimension dot policy. So what are the columns you need? Only those columns you need to get them. Let me go to policy table, right click on this, say select 1000 rows. Why I'm doing? Because I can get easily column names directly. Okay, instead of dragging and dropping. So these are the columns I wanted to have them there. Clear? Simply take this, Control C, and go to Control V. Okay, so these are the columns that I wanted to use, but you know that I don't need few of the columns, that you can delete them. What I don't need? I don't need date created, date expired, source system ID. I don't need. This is the remaining list I wanted to have it. Now what we can do here, since there is a broker ID, I wanted to get the broker name. Since there is a department ID, I wanted to get the department name. Since there is a branch ID, I wanted to get the, a branch, ID as well. Clear, branch name as well. So what we can do? We know that we can join some more tables to the policy. Clear? So I wanted to say as P join. I wanted to get the branch name. So branch names are available in the branch X reference. Clear? As say B. So on condition P dot branch ID is equivalent to B dot branch ID. Clear? So you should be able to get the branch. So we can say P dot branch ID. So you should be able to get all the columns. So, but I need only the branch name, nothing else. Okay. If you go to branch X reference, okay. So branch name, I wanted to have them there. So branch ID, comma, I need a branch name. I don't need anything else. So let me add that directly here. So if you create this view, you should be able to get the branch name as well. So branch ID and there is a branch name. Have you seen this? So branch names, I should be able to get them. So one is unknown. Okay. So we have something. So unknown branch. But if you have any -1 values, those you should not have them there. So this I can remove. So I can say in the where clause, you should compulsorily write where the branch ID does not equals to -1. Clear, guys? You should not take this data at all. Okay. If you take this data, then definitely people will branch ID of P dot branch ID. Okay. P dot branch ID. Let me execute it. Now you don't have any -1 in the branch IDs. Clear? So like that, I have joined the branch. Let me, join broker also. Let me say join broker. What is the broker? Broker of X reference. Let's say BR on condition on P dot broker ID is equivalent to B dot broker ID. That's it. It is very much simple. Broker ID, and I need only the broker name. Remaining columns I don't need. Broker name, broker code. If you wanted to have, you can have the broker code. Otherwise, just leave it. I need the broker name. So where is the broker ID? P dot broker ID. Then immediately put comma and drag and drop the broker name. And in the broker, if you have some minus values, you need to say P dot broker ID or okay, and this condition also P dot broker ID also -1. So you should not get any -1 values. That is the point. Clear? Now in the policy table, I have a broker name and I have a branch name and I wanted to have the department ID as well. Do we have a department X reference? Do we have like that? So we have a branch broker. We have a company ID. Where is company? Which company? We have some company ID somewhere here. So company ID also I wanted to join. So company X reference join. So take company X reference as C and on condition policy dot company ID is equivalent to C dot company ID. Okay. Now I don't need anything policy P dot company ID. Now after that I wanted to add the company name. If you go here, we have company name. If they need company code, you can add them. So company name, I want to add them there like that. Again, in the company ID, if they have some -1 values that I don't want to take them. So I say P dot company ID does not equals to -1, because -1 means we know this is the unmatched data. So that I don't want to take it from here to the uh, cube. I would like to filter this out. So you have the data, but -1 values, I don't want to take it. Clear? So branch is done, broker is done. Then we have a product. Product also, let me join. Clear, guys? So join the product. So product dot x reference. Where is the product? This is the one. So you should be able to analyze the data based on the product. So PR. So on P dot product ID. Come down. P dot product ID is equivalent to PR dot product ID. Okay. So P dot product ID, comma, you go and it is giving you a red symbol. You can easily identify where is product ID. Now, if you go to product Excel reference, you should be able to find out product name. Don't type drag and drop, because if you type, you may, you do any kind of a mistake here. Never type anything drag and drop. So you should be able to get, but in the P dot product ID, you should not get any -1 values. Now you say like this. Clear, guys? So like that, whatever you wanted to analyze, we can analyze. So this is a V policy table, dimension dot policy. It is not a table, it is a view. Okay, view means what? Table means you can see all data, but view means you can filter some data. You can filter columns, as well as you should be able to filter rows. So whatever you can do it here. So always you create a dimensions. Okay, you need to create a views on the dimensions and join them here. Clear? So because we are not going to take these tables directly to the cube, but I should be able to take this view with the all, branch ID, branch name, product ID, product name, and what all we can have. So a lot of things we can have. Join. Then after that, area ID. Do we have any area table? Branch, we have anywhere area. So company joined product, section type X reference. So there is a section type ID. Do we have any section type ID here? Section type ID, do we have anywhere? We don't have, forget about it. It may be used in somewhere else. Okay. So any other thing we can use, let me go to policy table and you do the proper R&D. Nobody will tell you. So we have used broker and assured X reference also. Do we have? So department ID, branch ID, area ID, domicile, class ID. We have a class ID. So any class, so product status, we don't have. Assured X reference we have. Let me also include assured. What is this assured? We don't know. But let me say as a on condition P dot assured ID. Okay. And if they wanted to have A dot join assured X reference, right? Assured X reference. Okay, as A dot assured ID and this assured ID. That's it. A dot assured ID. Now you should be able to get where is assured ID. This is P. P means policy dot assured ID. You can also give A, doesn't matter any alias you can give assured ID, then comma. You should be able to get assured name. You go there and you can analyze the data. Not you. What is assured name? You and me don't know, but the end users will know what is assured ID. So definitely they'll ask you, Bhaskar, where is assured ID? In the cube it is missing. So you don't say that I don't know what is assured ID. You don't know as a technical guy, but the managers will know what is assured ID. Clear, guys? Like that, you need to join all the dimension tables, company ID. Done. Anything else, guys? Class ID, area ID, branch ID, anything else? broker department. Anything we have it here, you can just tell me so that we can join. Otherwise, this table is ready. Now, this is one table. I want
Sir,
to.
underwriter.
What is that?
Underwriter.
Underwriter ID. Very
Is
good.
there already?
So where is? Now here we did not join, right? So as you on P dot underwriter ID, okay, is equivalent to U dot underwriter ID. Press U underwriter ID, and it is P or U. You can give anything, and here put comma and drag and drop underwriter name. Where is that underwriter name? So you go to underwriter, guys. So all these things you can understand: underwriter code, underwriter name. I'm not including this, but if they need, you can also include this code. I don't need this, so I'm not adding. But you cannot say that, whether they need it or not. You ask them, guys. So I am going to use this dimension table, and this dimension table is going to be having all the joints and getting the data. Now this is the final data that I'm going to be having. So again,
So one
underwriter
more, I
ID,
think, status ID.
that you can add.
Status
So
ID,
what is
I
that?
think.
Status ID we have, right? Very good. Underwriter ID, it is also say -1. Anything else? So underwriter ID, then branch ID, anything means assured ID. P dot assured
Status
ID.
ID.
Yeah, that is also, let me add it. So go here, join. So where is the status table? Status as S on condition P dot, okay? P dot status ID is equivalent to, so S dot status ID. Clear? Now I need somewhere S will be there. So, or you can say P, then say status name, right? If you have any other columns that we can include them. So here there is no status name, status description is there. See now. So if you write the status name, you're gone. So it is a status description. So never expect the column names. You may have different columns. Status description is available. Again, P dot status ID does not equals to -1. So I don't need the -1 data. Clear? So let me execute this. Anything else, guys? So let me see. So if you have any -1 values, that you need to remove them. Okay. So everything is positive numbers only.
Sir,
Anything else?
policy ID is -1.
Assured ID also I did not have it, right? So broker ID, I think these are and not or. Okay, these conditions must be true.
I think area ID also there, sir.
Yeah, you can just include all of them, guys. Okay. You should not see any kind of a -1 values. Area ID is also there. So let me see. I should not get any -1 values. Just check. Anywhere -1s, remove. Now there is no -1. Okay, you need to put and condition and remove all -1s. Okay, clear. And area ID, somebody told what? So here not or condition and condition. You can check with clearly. Area ID. Area ID, do we have any X reference table, guys?
No, sir, no area ID.
But area ID, do we have a minus values in area? If there is a -1 in area, that you need to remove them. Where is area? Assured ID. Area ID, correct. Are there any -1 values? No, there is no -1 value. But if you have anywhere -1 values means I don't remember what all you need to include. -1s we don't need, right? So only remaining data I wanted to have it. Clear? If you have any minus values, clear? You can also check here. You can take the complete data, click on this corner, go copy with headers, and always you select the data in Excel. Okay, you copy the data and copy and paste it. Now you go to the filter and see, are there any -1 values? Now there is a -1 value here. Have you seen? So there is a -1 value. Okay, so if you go here unselect, you will be able to get see -1 value. Okay, so this also policy ID also should not be minus ID. Clear, guys? So you have to test it thoroughly. P dot policy ID does not equals to -1. Clear? So that's what. Now you go and verify, are there any minus? You go there and verify. You can verify it here. Is there any minus value? No. So you verify, is there any minus value? No. You verify. Okay. So no. So you go, that is fine. Now here, is there any -1 value? No. So like that, you should be able to verify neatly. There is no -1. So you should know how to use this simple tools, Excel tool, and identify all the -1 values. There is one value, and the branch ID, there is a one value. Clear? And area ID. You apply filter, only one we have, and the class ID only one. So here also we have this. So company ID we have this, and like that you should be able to see underwriter ID. Do we have any -1 there? Nothing. So method of acceptance ID, no. Renewal ID, no. And what is this? This is NR. That's it. Okay. So only in this we had one minus. Now you take this data. Now let me execute the query. Now you go to this corner, click on this, right click, say copy with headers. If you say copy, you will be able to get the data. But I need the column names. Go click on this corner, right click, copy with headers. Go here. Now let me go, delete everything. Now go and paste it. Now go to the first row and go to sort and filter. Click on this and you say filter. Now you see, are there any minus values? Now check. Okay. Now you don't have any minus values. Okay. Now we can verify very easily. Now policy ID doesn't have any minus value. Very good. Clear? So this is what is called unit testing that you should be able to do. Now let me create a view. So create view has been created. Have you seen this? Now you can see the view is available here. So I've created two views. Okay, one view is on which table? One view is on dimension policy, one more is on policy coverage. Like that, you have to create some more views, and this code you have to keep them. Okay, you have to write the code clearly and use this. This code is very important. Tomorrow, if you wanted to deploy the cube mains, first you need to ask them to create these views in the production service. So they have a database, they have a tables, then data will get loaded to the tables. But I wanted to create the views and use these views to create a cube. If you don't give the script, and people are not going to be creating a views in the production, and what happens? They're trying to deploy the cube will fail. Clear? Because the cube is not created on the table, cube is created on the view. You have to give the script. Okay, so this is the script author. So all the scripts you need to ask them to run and mention them in the deployment guides. What is that they need to download? What is that they need to run? What is that they need to change? Everything you need to tell them clearly. Bhaskar Jogi. So purpose of the script. What is the purpose? It creates views on views in data warehouse. Okay. Third is data warehouse. Okay. Third is data warehouse. Now And if you wanted to write any history, that you should be able to write. Otherwise, this is the one. And date created the script. Okay, this script you should be able to give to the production guys before creating the cube there. Date created August 28, 2020. This script will be you know reviewed by your team lead, your architect. They'll be reviewing each and everything. Okay, so this is perfectly fine. This is also perfectly fine. You don't need to put like this. So create a view. So this is first view. You can say first view and say second view. Okay, so after every script you need to put go. Okay, then you need to create a third view. Clear? So naming conventions also you need to have the same thing. Control C. So all these things you should remove. Nothing should be there. Okay, so create a view. The third view I wanted to create on the policy section. Policy coverage is over, policy is over. Then you can take policy section, anything you can take. Right click on the policy section, say select top 1000 rows. So complete data will be taken. So you can take this, control C, go here and go here and let me close everything. This is policy. This is policy section. You copy everything. Sorry, remove this 1000. It will take only 1000 rows. Let me copy this. Copy and you go and put control V. Now you remove all this thing, TARDIS, DW, blah, blah, blah. You can remove. Now dim policy, it is not policy, policy section. Okay, give correct names. So what all you don't need? You don't need them to delete. Clear? So execute this query. Is it working perfectly fine or not? Check it out. If it is fine, then fine. Then are there any minus values? Yeah, there is a policy ID minus value that you need to apply the where clause and say policy ID -1. Okay. So and are there any -1 values? Section sequence anywhere minus values, you need to check the complete data. Now let me execute this data. So control copy, go to corner, copy with headers, open Excel. Okay, do you think that only one developer can do all this work? So one developer cannot do this work at all. So you will have at least 8 to 10 members team, and it will take 1 or 2 years to create a complete cube, complete data warehousing, everything. Okay, you don't think that everything will get over in 1 year or 1 day or 1 week or 1 month. Clear? So lot of analysis to be done, lot of testing to be done, lot of code review has to happen. So what is the team size? People may ask you this. Team size maybe 6 to 8 people, and you have a team lead, senior software engineers and software engineers, and testing people maybe 5 people, and you maybe production DBS maybe some 5-10 people will be there. Your development team will be 6 to 10 people, and it will take 1 or 2 years to create the complete data warehousing and implement this. Clear? You cannot say the project can be done within 3 months or 1 month or 1 week. It cannot be. Clear? So it will be taking a lot of time and lot of budget. Clear? So now go and verify, are there any -1 values? You don't have, right? Now, so here that's fine. Here any -1 is not there. So -1 is available here. So that is very, very dangerous. Now section type, section subtype. Okay. Now you take the column name, copy, and you write the same thing. Clear, guys? So -1. So fine. So here and the policy ID, no minus. That's that. And take this data, and it is going to give you perfect data. Now create one more view. Clear? All the views that you can see here. Clear, guys? And if you wanted to call the view, select star from the view name. So let me save this script. Okay, this script also you should be able to give it to the DBA people whenever you wanted to deploy this cube. Okay, let me go to my TARDIS folder. Let me have, let me say TARDIS DW create views. Okay, script. Let me store the script, and I wanted to use the script later. Okay, like that. So you do this tomorrow, guys, and after doing this, we will create a cube. So you need to do it for dimension tables as well as for the factor tables as well. Clear? So we have 6 dimension tables, six views plus 3 factor tables, 3 views. Total 9 views will get created. So tomorrow we are not going to use this view at all. We need to create a fresh cube. Okay. So this view is this cube is it is useless cube. So nobody will take this cube. So remember that point. Clear, guys? So we need to create a new cube by taking a new project of SSDT. Go to dev environment. So we will be able to create one more. Okay. So that's what we should be able to do it. Okay, guys. Okay. So thank you, guys. If you create, because you know how to create the views now, right? So must not create a cube using tables directly. But if you have a junior developers, junior people who have studied the Udemy and everything, so they don't teach all of them. They simply create a cube on tables, and that guy will get a job, will go to the small company, create a cube with the tables only. Nobody will know about it. So everybody will say, will be happy about that. But the best practice is that create a view always, and based on the view, you should be able to create the cube. That is the best practice. Clear? So these are the issues with the cube. Clear? So whatever the cube we have created for 2 days, these are the issues. We need to create again the cube with the help of these steps. Now we are not going to be taking the tables. Clear, guys? Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Any question?